Work. Hello already. We're going to call this meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. This is a closed session meeting. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Call the meeting to order again at 5:30 p.m. on Monday, November 17th, 2025. Mr. Domer, roll call, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Crosby.
Present.
Councilmember Johnson.
Present.
Councilmember Lau.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Kashfikita is in traffic and should be here soon. And Mayor Hepburn.
Here. City Attorney Hall Barlow, please read the closed session items for the record and let us know if there will be any report out afterwards.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. Negotiators are city manager, assistant city manager, and city attorney. The employee organizations are Laverne City Employees Association, Laverne Firefighters Association, Laverne Fire Middle Management Association, Laverne Police Officers Association, Laverne Police Middle Management Association, and all unrepresented employees. I do not expect a report out this.
Thank you very much. Council, any questions on the closed session? We're going to go to open public comment. Do we have any public comment on this item? Do we have anybody online? No. Do we have anybody in the audience? No. At this time, we recess into closed session and reconvene at 6:30 p.m., and it is now 5:31 p.m. Good evening, everybody. We're going to start this meeting tonight at 6:32 p.m. I want to remind everyone that per the city's rules of decorum, all speakers, members of the audience, and council members are to conduct themselves with decorum and not to engage in conduct that interrupts the orderly conduct of the city council meeting. Also, public comment through Zoom may be accepted for the agenda items listed within the consent calendar, public hearing, and discussion calendar sections of the agenda. General public comments will be accepted at the meeting by those physically in attendance at the appropriate time. Tonight, we are very pleased to have Star Scout Liam Hickman to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Liam, would you please come forward?
Will all veterans and those in uniform please salute? And all others, please place your right hand over your heart. Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Laverne. How are we doing today? What an amazing show of support. For a round of applause to this amazing scout, Liam Hickman. And his lovely mother is here, too. We're going to definitely get you on board. I'm sure she's taking you to every single place, unless you drive. Do you drive? No? Okay. Not yet. Not yet. No. But you know what? I got to learn a lot about you. It was awesome to know, and I would like the city here to learn just a little bit more about Liam Hickman. Is that okay? All right. Tell us your name and what school you go to.
I'm Liam Hickam. I go to Ramona Middle School, and
How long have you been a scout?
not quite sure. A while.
A long time. Long time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're in 8th grade? That's
Yes.
You're in Laverne, in
Yes.
Ramona. And where do you want to go to high school?
Bonita.
Bonita. Awesome. Okay, a little bit farther away, but what do you want to? Are you going to continue being a scout throughout your high school years?
Yes.
Awesome. And what's the next step? Eagle.
Eagle.
Nice. You work on a nice project in the community. How awesome is that? You know, it's not easy to earn your Eagle Scout. I've been to several events and honored them, and it's not easy. But you know what? Nothing's easy. And if you're going to get out there and you're going to get it, all right? I'm really proud of you. So here's your certificate. City of Laverne, certificate of recognition presented to Liam Hickman. This certificate is presented on behalf of the Laverne City Council to Star Scout Liam Hickman in recognition of your service to the community. Congratulations, my friend. Get in here. Where's Mom? That's great. That's great. There you go.
Oh, we need a roll call. Nope. Thank you.
Do that, like, then roll.
Mr. Dome, a roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Crosby.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson. Present. Councilmember Lau.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Kashavagita.
Present.
Mayor Hepburn.
Present.
All present, sir.
Thank you very much. We did have a closed session tonight. Attorney Hall Barlow, do we have anything to report out to the residents on our closed session?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There is no reportable action taken in closed session this evening.
Thank you very much. Tonight we have two presentations. First is the Native American Heritage Month proclamation. November is a month-long observance of celebrating the rich traditions, histories, and contributions of the Native American, Alaska Native, Native Hawaiian, and affiliated island communities. Tonight we are joined, let's go down, guys. Tonight we're joined by brothers Rene and Michael Oliva, who represent the Rumsen tribe. Rene and Michael were born and raised in Laverne. Their father, Joseph Oliva, worked for the City of Laverne Public Works Department for over 30 years. The Rumsen tribe are indigenous people of the central California coast, historically inhabiting the Carmel River Valley and surrounding Monterey County, and our special connection is the Oliva family. You guys are right here. Come on up front. Come on up here. Come on up here. First, we'll do the proclamation, then I want you guys to immerse us, please. Thank you. City of Laverne proclamation. Whereas the month of November is recognized as Native American Heritage Month, providing an opportunity to honor and celebrate the rich histories, diverse cultures, and enduring traditions of indigenous people. And whereas indigenous tribes of California continue to enrich and strengthen our community through environmental stewardship, cultural preservation, youth empowerment, and educational support for future generations. And whereas indigenous peoples with ancestral ties to the San Gabriel Valley and surrounding regions continue their ongoing efforts to sustain, revitalize, and reconnect with their cultural heritage and homelands. And whereas this evening the City of Laverne recognizes the Rumsen tribe for their countless contributions, including those made by tribal members living in Laverne, and reaffirms the lasting importance of advocacy for indigenous peoples. Now be it proclaimed to the City of Laverne that the month of November 2025 be recognized as the Native American Heritage Month, and encourages all residents to join in honoring the history, culture, and lasting contribution of the Native peoples of our community. Dated this 17th day of November 2025. Thank you.
Oh, okay. We're going to start talking now. Okay. Great. You hold it. I have my cheat sheet. So I wasn't quite sure how much time we had, so I had my everything. I don't usually do cheat sheets, but I'm going to do that tonight. So first off, I want to thank everyone, the council, for inviting us here. This is such an honor for us. We met Cash at our tribal golf tournament a couple weeks ago in San Dimas Canyon. He didn't golf.
And that's a good thing.
He actually walked up to our booth that we had over there, and he introduced himself. And he was really nice, very curious about what we were doing, who we are, asked a lot of questions, and he invited us to here tonight. And we are so proud to be here, so honored. Unfortunately, our chairman is not here tonight with us. He's actually going up to Carmel for business. We spend a lot of time going back and forth. Our tribe is, I'm going to just read this. The Rumsen are indigenous people of the Central California coastal area, historically inhabiting the Carmel Valley, River Valley and surrounding Monterey County. They are part of a larger Ohlone family. So we have a lot of our tribe is mostly in Carmel, Monterey, Santa Cruz. However, we have migrated down here to the San Gabriel Valley. And so we have a lot of people. Our tribe is very big. It's huge. The golf tournament that we did are just one of the events that we're trying to do to promote our tribe, to get our brand out there. The Carmel Band of Rumsen Indians is one of the contemporary groups tracing direct descendants from the original mission-era people. Members of the Carmel Band of Rumsen Indians are descendants of the Costanoan ancestry. So that's who we are. That's our ancestry. And what's our cause, basically? The most crucial initiative in the effort to return to our ancestral lands. This is vital for reclaiming their cultural identity and reviving their tradition. So that's what we're trying to do. In the past few years, we're getting out there more, doing powwows. Right now, we're doing a lot of our powwows in the city of Arcadia. And when I talked to Cash, he's like, "Why are you doing them there?" That's what he said. He's like, why? Yeah, why are we doing it? Because the reason why we do them in Arcadia is because we have connections there. And our very first powwow that we had years ago was in Arcadia. So we have connections there. So I guess now we have connections here in the city of Laverne, which is great because, we're born and raised. I have another brother and a sister. We all, went to school here. My brother and I, we went to Holy Name of Mary. Graduated from Damien High School. So we all been, we've been here. I went to Cal Poly. Well, he went to Cal State Long Beach. So we have a lot of history here in the city of Laverne. And then, like you mentioned, my father, over 30 years in the city, Joseph Oliva, in the street department. So he retired from there. So the tribe runs a robust youth programming, including a tribal youth council to install leadership skills, cultural history, and ecological awareness in the next generation. So our youth group is huge. We're trying to get our youth involved. Right now, we're the stewards of our tribe, my brother and I, and our tribal members of our council, about 12. But we're just the stewards right now. So our youth is getting very involved up north and trying to do a lot of different things. So that's another thing why we're doing a lot of events to fundraise so we can reach out to more things, do more things, basically do more things for surrounding cities here in Laverne, San Dimas, Glendora. So we do our tribal meetings, our in-person tribal meetings at San Dimas Canyon Park. That's where we do a lot of our tribal meetings. And our youth, there was a lot of brush up there in the San Dimas Canyon, so they cleared a lot of that brush out and planted trees. So they're trying to revive a lot of that area. So that's what a lot of our youth is doing. So funds are actively sought to provide educational opportunities and the youth scholarship, ensuring the future leaders of the tribe and can pursue higher education and continue to give back to the community. So that's what our main concern is right now, giving back to the community. Right now, our chairman, he's very into water conservation and doing projects for water conservation. Our tribe is very connected to the metropolitan district in Los Angeles by Union Station. We have contacts there. As a matter of fact, a lot of our golfers that golfed that day were from there. I think one was the general manager of the Metropolitan Water District. So we have a lot of contacts there. So that's one of our main focuses right now is water conservation and different projects like that. So what do I got here? So I think that's in general. I don't want to, we only have some time, a certain times allotted, but that's what I have in terms of introducing who we are, what we're doing, what our cause is, and hopefully our next generation of youth is going to just take that torch and run with it. And hopefully we could do maybe some events here in Laverne, our surrounding cities, and we can help the community in any which way we can. Yeah, that'd be great. So thank you so much. I'm not done. Well, I'm done, but my brother's not. So thank you so much.
Cassis Amene, Imenopeto, Michael, and Renee Oliva. I'm just saying, I'm grateful to be here. So proud to be standing here with you. I must speak of my mother because when she was pushing this forward to her brothers and to her older uncles, including her father, no one wanted to come forward with this. It was not a good thing back then to be an Indian. You could be easily lynched or your children taken away from you. It would not end well. And this is what brought many of my ancestors down here to hide and to become Mexicano, to learn the language and to blend in and to learn a new skill. These were fishermen. These were boat builders who learned all about cattle, who learned all about horses and took it to a whole new level and it opened up a whole new avenue of prosperity for them. But imagine if you had to pull out this beautiful town here and end up somewhere in the desert. And they had a totally different religion, a totally different language. You had to blend in the best you could. So I think now of her and all that she had gone through here, with only a handful of supporters of other brave women who stood up even against their own family's will to keep forward and to hold on to our heritage. It's so much richer than I had any idea here. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm still learning so much about our culture and what we did and how we worked together. But I can follow that track from here to San Gabriel. In fact, there was even first a little church along Arrow Highway first. There's burial grounds there, as well as, of course, San Gabriel, Santa Cruz, all the way to San Juan Bautista there in San Francisco. What are in our shirts is a picture of Sumu, one of our descendants, who actually greeted the San Carlos. And there is a depiction of that in San Francisco City Hall. And some of our cousins even danced inside there. Maybe in hindsight, we shouldn't have been so friendly to invite the Spanish in. And maybe let those guys go. But that's not the way our people were. If you're in need or you're hurting, we're going to help you. And along those lines was what brought us into the culture of the bear ceremony. Many people in our tribe are devoutly Christian, so they get conflicted. But this is all about helping other people, even those who are strangers. Whether they're white, black, it doesn't matter. They're all part of human race, all part of the same tribe. And you have a duty to help them. Even if you don't like them, you have a duty to still help them, especially the ones that have offended you. Don't like them, you must help them. The reward will be even greater. We passed down many things, and many things because of the bear ceremonies connected us to so many other tribes. My eagle wing was given to me when I was a young man, is actually from a Cheyenne medicine woman. And that was passed down to Raymond Stone, who his mother had a dream of bringing back bear ceremony. Generally, there's a wingman and a bear that work as a team. They'll do this for their life as almost like a marriage, like going into a priesthood, going to travel, and you're going to help these people during a certain season. Now is the winter, so our bears are asleep. Wing is covered. Bear songs are no longer sung until spring. So all of this is for all human beings. All sometimes, even our own tribe there can be prejudiced towards a black individual who's maybe Choctaw or Cherokee, but he has earned his bear. There's a great ritual to go through, a fasting, a commitment to get that bear skin or to carry that. And I remember when we looked at him, many thought second thoughts, but I remember what Granddad would say. He said, all people. So he's a bear, and his heart is good. I have cousins whose hearts is not good. So this young black man danced with us. Roger was his name. I want to think of that as well, too, being accepting of people who are different from yourself here. He's been nothing but a great friend to us in LA. He's the one who led me to Berkeley. There is a whole linguistic center about our language, thanks to a white man, P.T. Harrington, who donated his life to preserve such languages. He died in obscurity, poor and sick, giving his health and life. So I could speak a few words to you tonight. Many people connect us all together. Even the logo behind me cannot help fill my heart. My grandfather would have us go through that orchard, would ride on the fenders of his tractor. Brackett Airfield filled me with great dreams of being a pilot. And of course, Laverne University, we learned to read there from these people who seemed very old but wise. I was just telling them they just need a little snow up on top. My mother was very fond of this mountain, and this is where she would collect her medicine and her feathers here, and with her brothers when they were young. So the window of her kitchen faced it, Mount San Antonio. I just want to thank you all for this opportunity. I don't think I will ever forget this. And I know wherever my parents and grandparents are now, they're smiling right now here, seeing this turn of events here being accepted like this. So thank you. In our language, we don't have a goodbye or anything, but we have kind of like a best wishes on your journey. It's a very simple word, shururu, shururu amane. So
Thank you. Thank you. And feel free to, Arcadia. No, Laverne. Come on. I grew up in Arcadia. Laverne is a much better place.
Well, I agree.
But seriously, you're welcome to come anytime and set us up with our city management, our Parks and Recreation, to do whatever you'd like to do to come, and we'll make sure that people are here. Yes, please come. Please.
come in picture. Come.
Here, let me put. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Renee and Michael. Appreciate that. And thank you for your father's service to our community for over 30 years. So thank you. And please, let us know. You have an open door in Laverne. Everybody's welcome here, and I appreciate that. That was very, very poetic, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Next is the City Financial Investment Update, a presentation by Schuster Advisory Group, LLC, the city's investment advisor on the city's investment portfolio and related financial consulting services. Finance Director Lopez, please come forward.
Good evening. Tonight, Schuster Advisory Group is going to give a presentation on an overview of the city's financial position, as well as just how they've helped us over the years. It's been a very beneficial relationship, and so Mark and Michael will give some more information on that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Christy. I'm Mark Schuster. This is Michael Gonzalez. We are with the Schuster Advisory Group. We serve as fiduciaries and consultants for over 115 cities and agencies throughout California. Laverne was a client many years ago and has been a great relationship with both Ken, JR, and you have one of the finest finance directors around in Christy. She's amazing. So with that, I'm going to I did it, JR. I hit the right button. A reminder to everybody, there's a code in California called 53600.3. What it means is that every asset of a city, the city is a fiduciary. They're a trustee of those assets. They're a trustee of those assets, and you must do what's in the best interest of the city and of the residents and what they do. And so that's part of what we do on behalf of cities, to make sure that the different types of investments are prudent and taking care of the
Mr.
obligations.
Schuster, if you could just direct it us. Everybody can hear you, and then we'll put you up
Wonderful.
on the screen. Just to us is fine.
Perfect. I will bend down a
No,
little
you
bit
can pull
here.
it up. It'll goes up.
It'll pick me
Okay,
up.
you're good.
Okay, sounds
Perfect.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
And so again, 53600.3 of the code. The different services along the lines of government agencies, a plethora of asset classes that cities have, including your cash, your bonds, and your 115 trust. These are the different cities and agencies, including, sadly, Arcadia, Mayor. But
We love
It's
don't-
okay.
we love Arcadia.
once in Apache, always in Apache, right? So that Arcadia. And then this is something I think is interesting to all of you in the room, because these are the major asset classes in the markets in the last 12 years, ranking from what has done well to average to poorly over time. And of course, what you all have seen since 2019 is the most volatile interest rate and stock market this country has ever seen. It has turned out well financially, but has been extremely volatile, including 6 years ago pre-pandemic, to where the markets were calm, interest rates were low, companies were profitable, houses were booming, and then 2020 hit. And then after 2020, we obviously went to 2022 with a war in Ukraine. Later on, we had 4 banks that collapsed. We obviously have had elections, we've had tariffs, and it's been quite an interesting 6 years. And so managing that throughout the process has been critical. And as you can see, the different asset classes, those have done well, average, and poor over a period of time. It is critical that you're keeping an eye on the ball at all times. And so first, I'm going to bring Michael to talk a little bit about the different assets that you have here in the city in your general account that both combine bonds, CDs, cash in different instruments, and about what's going on with the Fed right now.
Hi, nice to be here today. So, as Mark shared, the interest rate environment has been volatile. Expectations have changed. In the last 2 months, we've had 2 cuts themselves. And Chairman Powell shared that the December cut was not a foregone conclusion, which has led to some volatility in the rate market. The portfolio here, though, is a high-quality portfolio constructed from U.S. Treasuries, U.S. agency bonds, and investment-grade corporate bonds rated single A or higher. And what we see in today's market really is an opportunity to capture high returns from high-quality bonds. One of my favorite data points is that there's a 95% correlation between starting interest rates and 5-year fixed income returns. So if we're in an environment now where you can capture low 4s from investment-grade corporates, low to mid 4s from mortgage-backed securities from U.S. agencies, and when you have active management, you're really aiming to capture relative value. Our goal is always to be compensated for the risk we're taking. And that's what we're trying to do, not only in the bond portfolio, but on the 115. So overall, as you can see, the bond credit quality, mostly AA, with some AAA and single A in there as well. From the investment allocation, agency, corporates, and treasuries really are the majority of portfolio assets. Yield to worst, 3.84, really what you've locked in as a return. And it's important to think about that's your return over the maturity of that bond portfolio. We do have an inverted curve where front-end interest rates are slightly higher than the belly of the curve, but that's going to normalize, and that's going to lead to opportunities when you extend duration out. And as you see here, duration of 2.2% or 2.2 years means you're really going to benefit from an interest rate environment where you have decreasing rates.
Then next, of course, you have your 115 trusts, and these trusts are built, as you know, irrevocable trust to fund future liabilities of OPEB and your future liability of your pensions, and these are called pension stabilizations. And so you're really hedging against what CalPERS is doing And it's critical because in the last 10 years, CalPERS has underperformed the market 7 out of 10 years. And so that's critical when you're looking at how you're hedging against that. And the portfolios are invested moderately, 60% equities and 40% fixed income. But you can note here up on the slide, you can see the performance. And the performance has been exceptional. Since inception, over 13% per year in a 60-40. And we've taken advantage of the fixed income paying high interest right now at 5, 6, 7%. At the same time, quality investments, including value investments that create value within the stock. So the city has done a remarkable job of maintaining a performance above the benchmark that they're shooting. And those benchmarks are ranging from about 5.75 to 6.8. The 6.8 is what CalPERS shoots for on an annual basis. That's the discount rate. And when you look at your pension stabilization and the fact that in the last year it's done over 15.8%, you have exceeded that number. And of course, CalPERS ending 6/30 did about 11%. So the city's done extremely well as far as funding its future liabilities. Any questions from council?
I'm liking it. Keep going.
Wonderful. Well, you're in a terrific position, and you've been extremely disciplined in the way you've gone about putting together an investment policy statement and blending the different assets that the city controls. So thank you very much.
Questions?
Any other questions?
If you
Just a statement. Just really appreciate the council. I think it was about 2018, before winning our time, we're really investing in this for our pension to make sure and be where we're at right now, which is a lot better than a lot of cities around us. So, and thank you, gentlemen, for helping us get there as well, and then the continuing effort from Christy and her team to make sure that we are spending and using our money right, and it's working for us a little right now to help us in the long run.
Mr. Johnson.
I would echo Crosby's remarks. We appreciate everything that you're doing for us. It's a lot easier to make money this way than try to raise water rates.
That's right.
So that was a bada bing, bada bing. Councilmember Lau.
No, just thank you for being here, and thank you, Christy and the team, for helping us get to where we are.
Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you, Stacy. You guys are awesome. Team there. Continue to do good, and show me the money, man. Show me the money.
I'm gonna echo, but I was one of those ones that when Christy was here, and she's doing a fantastic job. And my biggest thing was looking every single month at our investment pool, going, why? What are we doing here? And I know when you came on board, how long has it been now? How many years? And 2
years in this for the investment pool, and I think about 7 or 8 in a few of the other areas.
Right, and then we did our acquisition, or we sold our property, and then we put that into the 115 trust to fund that. But it was the point a few years ago when she had brought you on. You had come on board with a previous management, but then when we went to do our funds and start shifting them around, and those extra monies right now in our situation with our city comes in so handy, especially with our general fund and everything else. You guys have done a great job, considering the market has been very volatile, like you say, but I'm tickled to death because we were making zero. As a matter of fact, we were making negative. And to see our monies being used in this way to fund not only the unfortunate thing with CalPERS, which they may have 11% and then they'll have a 15% loss, and we have to pay all that. And we have to have something instead of taking it out of our general fund to pay for that down the road. So this was a really great idea, and I do thank Christy and our management also for pushing you guys. Just keep up the work, and if we could get that 13% to like 35%, would be really good. But no, you guys have done a great job, and I appreciate it, even with what's going on in the market. It's been good for us, and keep rolling on. Yeah, thank you very much. I think we're going to open up public comment here real quick. We have any public comments on this? You guys can sit down. It's a presentation. We don't need to. Oh. Gentlemen, Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That was easy. Okay. Now we move on to announcements of upcoming community events. I have a couple names. I do want to say that, thank you, gentlemen. I do want to say that our veterans, honoring our veterans on the 11th was excellent. I don't know, every year it gets better and better. And basically they put in our canine, our military canine dog, which was just amazing. But it was great. They did a great job. The Band of Brothers 12034. If you were there, I would highly suggest you come to our Veterans Memorial and our Memorial Day celebrations. They just do an outstanding job. So, with that, I have Josh Goldman, Chamber of Commerce.
That's a tough act to follow. I don't have that for you right now.
45%.
I'm glad I didn't have my glasses on and I couldn't read any of the little squares, but I'm happy for you guys. And better to make money than to lose money. Good evening, everybody. My name is Josh Goldman. I'm the board chair for the Laverne Chamber of Commerce. I'm wearing my Chamber of Commerce hat today. I'm not here to talk trash with any of you. If anybody has issues with their trash service, I'll be exiting promptly. Just kidding. I'll hang around outside for a second. Anyways, I'm here with some updates for some upcoming events. To start with, we have two ribbon cuttings coming up. November 19th at Ethos Lending. On December 4th, we have a ribbon cutting at Laverne Heights at La Paloma. Another reminder for everybody, Shop Small Saturday is coming up on the 29th, just after Thanksgiving. We have some collateral at the chamber office that just arrived. It was a little back ordered we partnered with American Express, so hopefully you'll be seeing those around town. Just remember to get out and shop. Everything you spend locally comes back to the city, and there's really unique stores that are only here in town. So if you have time, if you're out and about after Thanksgiving, if you want to walk off some of that Thanksgiving meal, come take a stroll, hit Foothill, hit downtown Laverne. Would love to see you guys get out and support our local businesses. Additionally, Wednesday, December 10th, we have our holiday luncheon. Tickets are $45 a person. It'll be from 12 to 3 p.m. The name's escaping me right now. Where it's going to be. I'll circle back to that. And then additionally, I know everybody knows about Taste of Laverne. Taste of Laverne was postponed, but we're going to be doing another event, hopefully. It's actually going to be on March 4th. It's going to be Toast of the Town. It's going to be similar to what Taste of Laverne is, but this is just going to be a great opportunity to highlight some local stores, local breweries, beverage places, and restaurants in town. So keep an eye out for that. Tickets are going to be $65 a person. And that's all I have.
Can you please get that information regarding the downtown and the uptown, the shopping? Can you please get that to us? Do you have something on that you can send an email that's got it's going to be out the businesses?
Absolutely.
The flyers? Yeah,
Yes.
Please. I know you can put some on the front desk here, but also we can throw it out to social media.
Absolutely, definitely.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Josh. Adrian Romero.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. I would like to introduce a few events that will be taking place at Laverne Library. In honor of Native American Heritage Month, we'll be holding a program this Saturday at 2 p.m. for children ages 5 to 12. During this program, children will learn how indigenous nations across North America utilize sunflowers. After the presentation, children will be given a chance to create their own sunflowers from art materials. And from December 5th until January 9th, we'll be holding Smart Start story times for ages 2 to 5 on Fridays at 11. During these sessions, toddlers can enjoy books, songs, and rhymes while learning school readiness skills. Registration for these events can be found online at lacountylibrary.org. And on Saturday, December 13th at 2 p.m., we'll be holding a musical program conducted by a member of the Los Angeles Philharmonic. Violinist Paul Stein will perform beautiful songs of the holidays and tell stories about musicians and composers. Those are some of the programs we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Anybody else wish to have any announcements, upcoming events? If not, we're going to close the mic and then come up to the council. Any announcements, council? City manager, any announcements? Thank you so much. Okay, we will move on to the consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are routine and will be enacted by one motion unless a member of the city council or member of the audience requests separate discussion or just wants to make a statement at one of the items. Council, any request to pull any items?
Yes.
That was it? Oh, okay. You don't want to pull it. You just want to make a comment on it. Okay. Organized. Mr. Domer, any other? Anything was
Mr. Mayor,
pulled?
no items were pulled by the public.
Very good. With that, do I have a motion to approval of the consent calendar?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
Vote, please.
Consent calendar was moved by Crosby, seconded by Lau, and approved 5-0.
Thank you, thank you. Public hearings tonight. There are two public hearings. First is the CEQA exemption determinations and approving updates and annual cost increases to the various development impact fees. I'd like to open up the public hearing and ask the city manager please call forward the staff member who will be reporting.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to take this one, though I do want to, and I think she's probably at her desk. Oh, there she is. I want to thank Andrea Blockinger for taking a very big lead on this. This has been a long haul of a project. I believe it was sometime last year that the City Council awarded David Tosick and Associates to conduct this development impact fee study. And as they go forward, and as what's stated in the agenda, AB 602, which was recently passed and enacted by the state, now requires that cities at least every 8 years do a nexus study for their development impact fees. This is the first nexus study that the city has done. And so this will be another item no later than 8 years. But it's a good thing for all cities to look at their fees, make sure that they are justified, and going forward. So tonight we do have representatives from Finance DTA or David Tosick and Associates. I believe Richard Ruiz is on the line. And we'll let them go through the presentation. And then at the end, there can be, he and the city staff are available for comments.
Richard, we're not hearing you. We see that you're
There's one way to
unmuted.
do it.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. I will start again. My name is Richard Reese, Mr. Mayor, City Council staff. We appreciate your time. I'm here with my associate, Lenny Zarati, and we're with David Tosick and Associates, and we were retained to update your development impact fee studies and put this nexus study together, so that's what we're going to do. If we can go to the first slide. Probably the best way to start is to explain what this is. Development impact studies are charges on new development that fund capital improvements and public services, things like roads, schools, parks, and other areas that are made necessary by growth. And the fees help offset the increased cost of the community from new projects. And probably the best way to explain this is with an example. Let's say I'm a developer. I'm going to build 50,000 square feet of commercial industrial, or I'm going to develop 100 residential units. These are all positive things to the city. You have new residents, you have new employees, sales tax, property tax, jobs, and so on. It contributes to the city's GDP. But this also, the development also generates negative externalities, which is normal when you develop. You have additional wear and tear on roads, sewer, storm drains. We have additional calls for police, fire, and that's what we have to address. And generating these fees, it's always a delicate balance. We have to balance the need to generate revenue without discouraging development. And that's a tough thing to do, and that's the reason we put this Nexus study together. There's some certain laws that we have to follow. AB 1600, the main one, AB 602 is the second one, and there are a bunch of other guidelines that we have, and that's what we're going to do in this study. So if I may go to the next page. These are the fees we're going to update. They haven't been updated in over a decade, which means that the fees generated right now are based on the demographics and land uses and facilities costs from over a decade ago. That's the big reason to update these fees. You're leaving money on the table. We have a new administration, city administration, and a new police fee. We're updating fire, park, storm drain, and undergrounding. And that's what our fee study is. And it's a large, seems to be a technical document, but I'll go over it as we go along. And go to the next slide. There are a number of ways to approach this, or there are a number of methodologies we approach. It depends on what fee we're looking at, and it depends on what the city can provide to us. So we took the first four fees here: city, administration, police, fire, parks. And what we did is we did a standards-based approach, which says we're looking at the existing standard that your city has right now for, let's say, for fire, for buildings per resident or per 1,000 square feet, vehicles, land, equipment, and so forth. And we project that out, and we look at it and we say, well, if we're going to have this same standard, what is the fee that we need to use? And that's probably the most defensible. We do it mathematically, and we have everything in our report. It's a large report with an appendix at the end. And as we like to say, it's one of those documents you could actually sit down with a cup of coffee on a Saturday morning and with a calculator, and you can run through the fees. And completely transparent, and you can follow it fairly easily. The second methodology we use is plan-based. So the city gives us actually a list of things that they want to build. Call it a needs list, and we base the plan, or we base the fees on everything that's on that plan. So we have a combination of methodologies in this study. Can I go to the next study? Go to the next page. And this is how we allocate the fees. And it's kind of technical here, but it's explained in the report. We do a lot of research into the city. We look at how many residents you have, how many employees, guests, visitors, and so forth. For storm drains, it's a little bit more complicated. We look at floor area ratios and runoff coefficients, and it sounds complicated, but it isn't that much. We present it in the study. We go line by line, and we explain where the fees come from. So all of this is probably the most technical table in this presentation, and all of this is explained in detail in our study. We can go to the next page. And these are the fees that we generated. These are the maximum allowable fees. So when we do this Nexus study, let's look at the police. It means that we're saying that your city can charge 99 cents per square foot for residential development. That is the maximum amount. You could charge 89 cents, you can charge 59 cents, 49 cents, whatever works for your city. These are the maximum amounts. And it's better to generate a fee level that's a little bit higher because you can always bring it down. It can't go the opposite way. So this table presents the maximum allowable fees for each of the land uses. Go to the next slide. This is kind of an adjusted fee study. The city looked at this and said, the administration, we're going to top this off at $2.29 a square foot. Same thing for commercial and all the other industrial categories. So it's highlighted in green right there. So it's the same fee study, but the city has adjusted the city administration rate. Go to the next one. And here's a comparison of your city. This is kind of an important chart. It's a comparison of your city with the surrounding cities. We looked at their fee levels, and we looked at yours for a single-family residence. That's kind of a basic unit, called an equivalent dwelling unit. That's a basic way to compare. The proposed maximum, as you can see, it's $26,000 and some dollars. The city has adjusted that to 22,414. So if you look across, you're kind of midway. You're kind of in the mix, midway through the other cost levels. And this is something the developer may look at. Where do I want to build? What's the best place to go? Well, there are a number of considerations they take into account, but this is going to be one of them. They're going to say, what are the development impact fees? And on the very left, those are your development impact fees now that were generated over a decade ago. All right, go to the next slide. These are the findings in our update. What we're saying is we've generated the maximum development impact fees that may be imposed by the city. Per AB 602, the impact fees are to be calculated based on the square footage proposed units rather than per unit, the way they used to be. And we would also recommend that the city adopt an annual cost escalator to the fee based on the construction index. And that's up to the city, whether they do that or not, and how much they want to do it. But it allows you to keep pace with the cost of living, and it prevents sticker shock 5 years down the road, 8 years down the road when this is done again. Right, if you could proceed to the next slide. And these are the recommendations. Public hearing, secret requirements, adopt a resolution, and approve the annual adjustments tied to the construction cost index. We can go one more slide. And these are the questions. You can always call me or you can send me an email. Oftentimes, city and staff want to look through this report and they may have something real specific or they may have a very specific question. They can just contact me and I will get back to them. As I mentioned, it's a very long study, but you can sit down and go page by page with a calculator and you can run the numbers yourself. If you have any questions or where we got the assumptions, just ask. It's as I said, the report's broken into an introduction, a demographics, methodology, and then a specific section, a separate section for each of the fee categories, and then a summary at the end and a section on how to implement. So that is basically the presentation.
Thank you, Richard. We're going to keep you on the line here because we're going to go to public comment first, and then we might have some questions afterwards from.
Sure.
We're going to go and open up public comment on this item. If anybody wish to speak on this, please come to the mic. Anybody on? We're going to close public comment and bring it up to the dais. Yes. Councilmember Crosby.
Yes, I have a couple questions. I know this is for development, but what if a resident wants to add an ADU or extension onto their house? Do these fees go along with that as well, or is it just brand new development of an open land property?
No, in California, you don't charge any development impact fees up to 750 square feet. Let's say you're going to build an ADU and it's 500 square feet. There's no development impact charge on it. If it's 800 square feet, the development impact fee charge would be for 50 extra feet. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, so above the 750 feet.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Councilmember Johnson.
I was just noticing the amount that we have here for Laverne at 13,000. It's the same as Upland. The cities don't quite match up, and Claremont is a much lower number as well.
If I may, one of the things you do is you have to be careful comparing cities to cities. I mean, I know developers do look at it, but each city is a little bit different. You may have a city that's built out, completely built out. There's not a lot to build, so the fees may be low. And you may have another city next door that's growing tremendously. They're going to build several fire stations, and they're going to build, a new city hall, add another police station, buy a bunch of police cruisers. They're going to have a lot of real big expenses coming up over the next decade or so. And those impact fees are going to be much higher. That's one point. The second point is we don't have off the top of our head is when were those fees generated? Are they in the process of updating them right now? We're not really sure about.
And council member, on that last point, Now that AB 602 and it has that 8-year requirement, you're going to be seeing a lot more cities going through and updating the fees. And so that's a good thing. Again, it has to
we are seeing that,
looking at
yes.
that nexus. So
Wasn't that 2023 that it came on board? Was it 2023 when they instituted this? Was it?
It was a couple of years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2023. That's what it said.
And if you looked at our current fees would be much lower than that is what they are now, where it could be comparable to what Claremont is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the legal section, the legal description section of our report, of our study, we do have a section that outlines the important points in AB 602. If you have any questions above and beyond that, you could always contact us. It's new. It's new to a lot of the cities. I remember when it just came out, I actually called the assemblyman who did it. They didn't know they didn't understand it. So it's just kind of being gradually implemented now.
Councilmember Lau.
So I appreciate you clarifying that, because I'm looking at the staff report and I'm looking at the report, indicating the regional comparisons, and what you've just described is that we're not really comparing apples to apples. And I think that's important to call out so that we don't look at this, or that developers aren't looking at this saying, well, why is it so high in this city and not in another city? So I think that, I appreciate the clarification. I think that would be good to have in the presentation in the next 8 years when we do this again.
Right. And that's one of the good things about having a nexus study. Somebody may ask you, okay, defend this, or why are your fee levels the way they are? You have that now. A city that maybe have done one. We've done a lot of nexus studies for cities who haven't done them in 25 years. Their fees are from 25 years ago, and they can't defend them because nobody knows where they came from.
Right. I mean, I'd be curious, for future reference, who is built out, who is not built out, what are the other factors affecting their choices in what they're increasing their fees to. I had a conversation with our city manager earlier today just to get a better understanding of why we wouldn't necessarily go to the maximum fees in this instance. And so I understand the desire to make sure that there is an appeal for developers to come and build here rather than someplace else, but also wanted assurances that that number reflected a steady increase over the 8-year period, and that's not a stagnant number. And I understand that does account for an increase. Is that right, Mr. Domer?
correct. Yeah, that's the last recommendation is to provide the California Construction Cost Index as that adjuster every year. So kind of a CPI, but based on the construction.
What is the what is that rate generally? What's it been as for the construction CPI?
Right now, it's just a couple points, but a couple years ago, during the COVID epidemic, we had that large inflation. You had some of those construction rates were up about 8 and 9%. And when that happens, what we do is we recommend to the city to have a rolling index, a 5-year index, and that kind of smooths it down, because you don't want to, jack something up 8 or 9% if you have a bad year. So you can use a rolling index, a 5-7-year index.
And then the other point I just wanted to bring up for those that were paying attention, on the last page of the report from staff prior to the resolution in the agenda, it does indicate that the draft Nexus study did post notices in October, and it did send information out to representatives from SoCal Gas, Southern California Edison, and the BIA of Southern California. And it says, as of November 11th, there's a blank for a number of comments received, and I've been advised that no comments have been received.
That is correct, yes.
Thank you.
And just, Mr. Mayor, just quickly Googled this, but yes, it was 2.3%, the California Construction Cost Index for 2024, but it was 9.4 in 2023 and 9.3 in 2022. So,
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
Thank you, Mayor. My colleagues asked these amazing questions that I was thinking about. However, I do have one. When are such rates going to go into effect?
So these generally, I believe, Richard, it's 45 days or 60 days? 60 days.
Yes.
So we will update our website and get all that information out. Go forward. And then, of course, planning and development is the big community development is as they receive. They'll have the new updated fees after 60 days from the adoption.
Okay. Just to we chose 51% on the city administration fee to reduce it. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
If you look at some of these areas that are really expanding quickly, you look at Rancho Cucamonga, and I use that one. It's a very large city, but a lot of development. And when they have a lot of development, they're paying for the future infrastructure, which is why they're at $52,844. You've got Ontario, which is $28,984, which seems very low to me considering how big Ontario is and what their building has been going on. I just don't want to get caught in the same situation with our sewer and water, where I do like the fact we're reducing it some, but I think 51% might be a little drastic. We don't want to have builders not come to build in our community. That's first of all. But we also want to capture this moving forward as we do development. We do not have a lot of development, but as they're projected at 4,000 plus residents and adding to our infrastructure, that the costs of our buildings, the cost of our administration, our city hall, and our fire departments, I don't want to always catch up with this. Although we have the CPI, the construction CPI, I think that's great, which we haven't done this at all. This is new. What would we, if we were to do like a 75% on the city administration facilities, what would that do for our nexus as far as how, well, not nexus, but the rate? Because right now our maximum is $26,478. With our 51% reduction on our city administration facilities, it's $22,414. I mean, I'm in the construction industry, and the way things are going these days, I think that we should probably capture what the general idea is for these fees. Like I said, I don't want to go too high, but yet we're putting in things that we've never had before, which is very, very important as we move forward. So, is that a possibility, Mr. Ruiz? What's the 75%? Let's say, or a 75%. What would that bring our total up to? Recommended.
Oh, that would be, let me get my calculator. 4.67, 0.75. That'd be $3.50.
Okay. What's
square foot?
What's the total in that whole category if we raise it, if we go 75% instead of the 51% reduction? We go basically a 25% reduction on the maximum.
Richard, are we using the square foot? Is it 1,754?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that question.
What's the square footage that we're using as the single-family residence?
Let me see, the single-family residence.
So it's basically half of that.
Let me see, what was it? We used your building permits to figure that one out, what the average was.
Yeah, it's
I don't think I have that in front of me.
I believe it was 1,744 square feet.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it would be around $6,135, $30 versus. So,
but is that calculated as you said prior? That's minus the 750.
That would be on new. So, yeah, so new development coming in. The 750 was a credit towards, like, if you're adding an 800 square foot ADU or an addition to your house.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
So what would it be if we were to do a 25% decrease on the maximum amount for the city recommended? Right now, the maximum proposal is $26,478. If we went 25% less on the maximum amount, what would that be?
I'm sorry, who are we directing this question to? Us?
Yes.
Okay, I would have to go line by line because the fee would be different for residential, commercial, retail, office, industrial.
Understood.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mayor, I did a rough calculation. I took the original times the square footage and then a 75%, which is around the $3.50. So that would bring the total down to around $24,400. So that would be in the middle of the, as it is.
Not much, but it's something.
With the full extent, it would be the $26,476. And again, that's based on a single family square foot of the 17,045 or so. what was proposed by city staff just to kind of look at making sure that we're not too out of the competition for development and all that stuff was lowering that by the 51%. That would have brought it down to 22,414 for on that theoretical single-family home. But with the 75% level of the city administration facilities, that would make those about 24,400.
We have Director Scheer here.
It puts us, at the part of Covina. And again, I do believe that we're going to see cities coming through per AB 602 and start doing so eventually. But in looking at this, wanted to make sure that we've had some other cities or some developments that have looked at some of the fees and bypassed us. We did mention Rancho Cucamonga in Ontario. That's a example of cities with a lot of land, a lot of new assessed valuation, and a new style. They've been putting in community facilities districts. They've been doing a lot of other things to fund those resources that, as a city that is over 100 years old, and definitely one that is way pre-Prop 13, we do not have that ability compared to Cucamonga, Ontario, and others.
Right, and I think that goes back to the point I was making earlier that, we're not comparing apples to apples right now.
No.
And so if we're talking about being desirable for developers and folks to come into our city to want to build here, then we may be comparing to numbers that will go up so that we will actually be more appealing. So if Covina hasn't done their Nexus study yet, their numbers could go up
considerably.
And so, to your point, areas that have room to build, that's going to give a different look or a different perspective to it as well. So I think my concern is that when you put out a chart like this that just gives you numbers and graphs to show, we fall here, that's not necessarily accurate if we're not looking at the same information.
It's not respective of what actually it is. And that's why I'm kind of leery about reducing this, because we've been given numbers on this study, and we're following the rules. We don't keep it as high because this is something new for us on the administrative fee. If you dropped it by 25% to the matrix, would get us at 24,400. We've done the study. We're already ahead of the game now.
Yeah. And we won't fight you from that from a staff perspective. So
that's what I just want to make sure with staff if we're okay with that.
The Nexus study, which is the legal basis, shows that you can go higher than that. If it's the council decision to drop that administrative fee for facilities by 25%, we can live with that. Again, what we heard at the water rate study was people were saying, don't charge the residents, but charge others. This is one way to get those needed facilities. And just for an example, the Parks and Rec fee, which the Parks and Rec fund is actually in a deficit because we've been expending the money on parks, will increase with the new fees based on this. So, and then more importantly, with the California Construction Cost Index, keep pace. So we won't see and hear what we had during the water and sewer rate, which is there was one increase way back in 2019 and nothing since that point.
Right. Well, and I guess my concern is I find it difficult to make a decision about whether 51% or a different percentage is appropriate if I don't know what I'm comparing it to with other, if we're looking at the appeal or the competitiveness with other cities. So that's a little bit, I'm a little reticent to say, yes, 51% is fine. No, it's not fine. I have a little bit of concern with that. And I understand that every 8 years is what we're looking at for reassessing. It has to be at every 8 years, or if
at least
soon? Okay, so
you can do it sooner.
Oh, you can do it sooner than 8. So it's not a
at least every 8 years.
Okay.
So, and again, there's many reasons why a developer would look at a place.
Right.
Land available, that's
Right.
the biggest one. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't jumping ahead of everybody, understanding that there are still a lot of cities that are going to be going through this.
Yeah.
So the 75% of the administrative fee for facilities, perfectly okay with staff on that. It's within the legal justification as set forth through the Nexus study. And again, doing this study, doing the Nexus, and finally getting a determination as to what these fees should be is very important. As the consultant mentioned, a lot of cities don't know where they got the numbers from.
Mm-hmm.
Before this time, we were one of those. So,
Well, we have the study here. I mean, we have our rates.
Yeah, so Mr. Mayor, at this time, if you wanted, somebody could move that it's. We did public comments already.
Oh yeah, we did.
Because there's no public comment.
There was no public comment. It was very quick too.
So
I gave 5 minutes,
yeah.
but
at this time, if there's a motion for the recommended item, it could be that it is approved as recommended, but with the city administrative fee at a 75% level versus the current 51% level. So, and we would make that change to the resolution.
I'm sorry, does the resolution say at a percentage level, or does it say a flat rate? I think it says it's a flat rate, so that we would have to make that the flat rate for the recommendation.
okay. So we have that interesting one, but we'd have to change that. That's so we can do that, though, right? We can do that. If so, but we need a motion.
Yes, we can't go over the maximum.
Can't go to the maximum. We can go under.
Yes.
Yes. So, I guess I should probably make the motion. Yeah. My motion would be that we accept the rates as they are, except for the administrative rate, which I would like to see a 25% reduction instead of a 51% reduction.
The resolution doesn't talk about percentage of reduction. It just talks
to be
the flat rate. So we just have to say you have to say the flat rate.
The flat rate.
Somebody, you want to chat your
Richard or Lenny, again, what's the square footage?
We have to see the square footage, so now we're changing.
What was that, Lenny?
What is this single-family square footage that we're looking at?
Okay.
I believe we used 1,744.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Here.
That's good.
So it's 1,744. Commercial?
So the commercial rates were cut an equal amount. So we would look at what is in the rate.
Well, you know, I've got a better one. Why don't we just propose the maximum rate and not worry about it? We're only talking about one rate. We're dropping it down. It's $26,000. We're talking $2,000. We should get these rates going. We've never had it before, and I think we need to move forward with this. The maximum rate. We go. Yes, the maximum rate, which is the original chart. And remember, we can always negotiate with developers. If something comes in that we really want, we can negotiate with developers.
Yes, we can.
We can.
Yeah,
So there.
with the development agreement, you can negotiate and get other things in lieu of statutory development impact fees.
I personally think that all these other cities are going to come forward with this, and they're going to do their maximum rates because they've never had it before at the rate of we're losing money from our state mandated things. So I would say that I would make a motion that we accept the maximum allowable fees for land use as is. That would be my motion, which would be the 467, 349, 594, 139, and 448. And then we would be the charts right here.
It's
Yes.
Because it's set forth in the attached study, so it's in there. Well, it's page, it's table ES1.
This one right here.
On page 2 of the study.
Page
50 of the
page
PDF.
40 in our book. Page 40 out of 183. This right here. You look.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good. I mean, either make one or the other. I make a motion that we accept the maximum allowable development impact fee rates.
second.
Motion. Let's vote, please. You want to vote? Are you ready? We made a motion.
Motion made by Mayor Hepburn, seconded by Crosby. It was approved 5-0.
And Mr. Mayor, if I can read the title and the recommendation. It was we did the public hearing. It was found that the actions proposed herein are statutorily exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to state CEQA guidelines, section 15378, subsection B4, 15061, subsection B3, and 15273. rates, tolls, fares, and charges, and adopt a resolution titled Resolution of the City Council of the City of Laverne, California, updating the development impact fees and amending the comprehensive fee schedule for fiscal year 2025-26, and approve annual adjustments tied to the California Construction Cost Index to account for inflation in construction and acquisition costs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we had public comment. The second public hearing is amending the thank you guys very much. Thank you, they're gone. They're still on? Thank you, guys. The second public hearing is amending the comprehensive fee schedule in incidental outdoor sidewalk policy. I'd like to open the public hearing and ask the city manager to please call for the staff member who will be reporting.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to bring forward Valerie Chen. She is our assistant planner in the Community Development Department.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Tonight we will be discussing the amendment to the comprehensive fee schedule and incidental outdoor sidewalk policy. In late 2019, the city adopted a policy regulating the use of public sidewalks in Old Town Laverne. Implementation was delayed due to COVID-19 pandemic, during which outdoor dining rules were temporarily relaxed to support local businesses. When the City Council voted to reopen D Street to vehicles, it also allowed businesses to apply for a permit to create a parklet within parking spaces in the street. Cafe Wong was the only business to apply. However, their parklet has since been taken down. Since the introduction of the previously approved policy, staff has continued to engage with Old Town businesses to gather feedback regarding the policy's implementation. Several businesses expressed concerns that the existing square footage-based lease agreement would create administrative challenges and higher than expected costs for small-scale uses. Based on this feedback, staff is recommending the following changes for council consideration. The previous policy, which was approved at the January 21st, 2025 council meeting, included a lease agreement and payment of 90 cents per square foot for businesses with alcohol sales and 70 cents per square foot per month for businesses without alcohol sales. Our proposed fee schedule amendment and policy revision for requests more than 2 tables and 4 chairs and or 6 square feet of display area would instead require a flat monthly permit fee of $100 per month for businesses with food and or alcohol sales, and $50 per month for businesses with food but no alcohol sales. Fees will be billed annually and may be prorated for businesses that wish to use the outdoor area seasonally. Businesses that wish to cancel their agreement must provide written notice to the city at least 30 days in advance. The previous implementation date of July 1st, 2025 is proposed to be extended to January 1st of 2026 to allow sufficient time for outreach, permit processing, and the transition to the new fee structure. Until that time, businesses may continue to use the sidewalk areas as currently permitted by the city, provided that proper insurance is maintained and ADA access is not obstructed. No permit fees will be charged during this interim period. If the City Council approves this fee amendment, the proposed revisions will be incorporated into the final outdoor dining and display administrative regulation, and staff will notify all affected businesses and prepare the necessary implementations procedures prior to the January 1st, 2026 effective date. With that, we are recommending that the City Council adopt a resolution to amend the city's comprehensive fee schedule to include revised outdoor dining and display permit fees and approve modifications to the sidewalk policy to align with the updated fee structure. I'm available to answer any questions that the council may have.
Thank you, Ms. Chen. Any question for Ms. Chen before we go to public comment? Thank you. We'll call you back up if we need you. Thank you very much. I'm going to open up public comment on this item. Anybody wish to speak on this item? That would be a no. We're going to close public comment. Councilmember Crosby.
Yeah, these fee structures, they include only the sidewalk. They do not include the public area of like Lordsburg has and Warehouse and 4th Street. That's a different structure, correct?
Correct. This is for public right-of-way. Those are public property that we have separate lease agreements with each of those businesses in a different structure.
In which they are paying their due for that property.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, staff, for doing this. I know we've been talking about this for quite a bit of time and making it equal to all, because before it has been some had or some hadn't, and really want to make it similar to all our local businesses, and also make it that it's not it's really promoting dining at their places. I like the month-to-month times, because in the wintertime they might not want to put it outside because it's raining. But summer times they really want to, and where they would not have to pay for those fees during times where it's not advantageous for customers to be using that area. So really appreciate the work and working with the Downtown Business Association as well for this and making this happen. So appreciate bringing this back to us.
Thank you, Councilmember Crosby. Councilmember Johnson.
I concur with Mr. Crosby and would like to see this move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Ms. Lau.
I just have a question on the second page of the report where it talks about the previous implementation date, et cetera. It says that until that time, businesses may continue to use the sidewalk areas as currently permitted, provided the proper insurance is maintained. So how are we, I guess, who's tracking that? Is that just an admin responsibility within planning to be tracking the insurance?
Correct, yes.
And
we get insurance and indemnity and all that.
And that's all current right now for all of our businesses that are currently using the sidewalk.
Bless you. Again,
Thank
bless you.
No,
Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
I think it's a great opportunity to get our businesses out there and thriving, and hopefully get a chance to see more of them expanding their businesses out into. I love outdoor dining. Bless you. I love outdoor dining.
Must be me.
So.
The dogs.
Did you get a new dog or something?
No.
Oh,
same ones. Are you kidding?
That's all. Thank you.
Again, kudos to staff and also to making it good for our businesses to survive out there as we went through COVID, and we did some drastic things that actually helped most good portion of our restaurants survive, and I do appreciate that. It was a very tenuous and very tough time, but this is great. We move forward with it, and I think it's a great idea. And like Councilmember Crosby said, it's fair to all. That's good. And when you don't use them, you don't pay. Great. So with that, I'll take a motion.
I'll move.
Second?
Second.
Vote, please.
Motion by Lau, seconded by Cashel Fagita, and approved 5-0.
Thank you. Okay. There's no other business tonight, so we move on to public comments. This is time set aside for anyone wishing to address the City Council on items not listed on the agenda, but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from engaging in discussion on any item not on the posted agenda. Your concerns may be referred to staff or placed for discussion at a later date. At this time, we're wishing to speak. You can come forward to the podium. Any wish to speak on public comment tonight? Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening. Adam Nikowitz, 678 Place. I just want to comment about the traffic light situation on Arrow Highway with the new metro. Is that being worked on, or is that in progress, or what's an update there?
Mr. Domer. Oh, yeah, we'll wait.
So just to clarify, it was Arrow and...
Yeah, from Arrow, pretty much from San Dimas Canyon to White Avenue along the new metro.
Oh, okay.
I know the word, they're not...
With the timing and the phasing of the lights.
Exactly, I don't know the word for it, but yeah.
Yes.
We'll answer that. We'll go through public comment and we'll answer that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We're aware. How's that? Yes. Yeah. Any other public comment? We're going to close public comment. Mr. Domer.
Yeah, yes, we are aware, and I'm trying to get the number for, again, to
JC.
I won't give it directly to him, but to the Metro.
Just keep calling.
Yeah, they actually do.
Basically, yeah, so on the phasing and all that stuff, there is a 800 number for the Metro Operations Center that if you are stuck at one of the signals, we do want people to call in and report it because the timing of it is very important so they know what happened. There's a lot of electronics behind it. But, yes, we're constantly looking at that. That was one of the reasons for the 2.5 month shakedown with the cars that were not loaded with anybody going up and down the tracks was to work on those phasing. We had a lot of problems. They have subsided, but there are still some. So I'll get that number, or Cody, if you have it, you can contact him. We'll get a number to you, sir. So,
And
Please, I didn't know if you had other questions. I apologize. Please.
This isn't something the city of Laverne manages. This is outside of the control. Is that kind of why it's been taking so long?
correct, yeah. So
Okay,
it's
okay.
and then the other, if it was just the light rail tracks, that would be a little bit easier. But where it intersects with the Metrolink, also now you have a third agency, and so yeah, it's kind of one of those multiple jurisdictions. But yeah, that number is, I'll write it down for you. But it's 800-396-2166. That's the Metro Rail operations.
They are aware of it. Very aware.
And just note, as working in another city that put this in Duarte, right through Duarte Road, it did take them a while to make sure that of syncing up the lights through the metro. As you were correct, it is not the city of Laverne that's running those lights. It's because it's from the light rail that's really triggering the lights and what they times comes. So that trigger has come through them, not through us because of liability.
Okay, and then a council member said something about posting to the website. Can we do something like that? Because I don't have any updates, or like an Instagram or something, that you're just aware of it.
Yeah, we can make sure that on our Public Works where we have
do a post.
Okay, yeah, we'll get something up there. So,
Okay.
Thank you.
And then just as a point of information, Mr. Domer, it's not just the traffic lights with the cars; it's the pedestrian lights or the crosswalks aren't synced. So you might have a green that allows cars to go, but the walk signs don't always trigger at the same time. So you could be stuck at a corner waiting to cross the street for some time with two dogs. Not from personal experience or anything, just saying.
That you have two dogs and
Yes.
you actually were there.
I'm glad that Cody is in the audience and listening. I'll repeat the number: 1-800-396-2166. That may spell something, but I'm not sure.
The Gold Line Authority and Metro are well aware of the problem, and it is being worked on, and it has to be, when they do have an issue like that, it has to go through the PUC, it has to go through proper channels in order if they change any of the matrix on the signals. And believe me, as being one that's been stuck behind there for 2 or 3 or 4 signals, it can be a real bear. So, but they're working on it. Councilmember Lau.
Are we down to council comments now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just a couple of things. So bear with me. They're in no particular order. I did want to just shout out the Laverne Historical Society for having their historic home tour and vintage sale on November 8th. Sadly, I was only able to go to one home, and as Steve likes to remind me,
almost lost
this
her.
is the home where the ghost pushed me down, and I fell. But it was a lovely home, and it was very, very nice.
Even
and I'm
more than
not
the
hurt, but just surprised.
Pride
Yeah.
was damaged just slightly.
But it is really cool, and I don't know how many folks in the city, despite the times that Sherry has come up here to talk about it, we have some really cool historic places within the city. Didn't know that we still had a milk barn from over 100 years ago on someone's property. Got to see a tiny little mail slot, all sorts of fun things. So take advantage. I know Sherry usually gives the plug, but if you haven't heard it before, I'm sure she'll give you this spiel again about joining the Laverne Historical Society. But thank you for putting on such a nice event and for the marker and everything else. It was very nice. Also, I know the mayor had brought up the Veterans Day ceremony that took place, and it's too bad the commander has already left, but she did a really beautiful speech at the Veterans Day event, really talking about the needs of veterans, not just on things to remember like Veterans Day, but every day, access to housing, mental health, getting reacclimated back into civilian life, finding jobs, going to school, etc. So just something to think about as we process through the holiday season. The mayor and Steve and I got to go to Laverne Brewing Company's 1 year. We didn't. We were good. 1 year anniversary and ribbon cutting. So if you haven't been by there, it is owned by Ken and Shelley. They're lovely, lovely people, and they do such a nice job with events. It's really a very inclusive, diverse place to be. I like to think of it as our own Cheers, where everybody knows your name. It's very, very nice. So if you haven't been there, please go support our local business. They do an awesome job, and they make some good, really good beer. For those of you who are interested in learning more about Tri-City Mental Health Authority, we are having a meeting this Wednesday at 5 p.m. You can find information on how you can participate either in person or via Zoom. I encourage you all to attend if you get a chance. At the end of the agenda, it notes that we do have a YFAC meeting on the 25th. We do not. So in case any of you were going to show up, don't, because there isn't one, and no one will be here for you. So sorry. And then for those of you who are keeping track, and if you haven't, you really should, the ULV women's volleyball team has had a fantastic season. They've only lost 2 games this whole season. They just got the bid to go to the NCAA first round D3 championship games in Baltimore. They'll be playing Penn State Verne this Thursday. So please, come if you can. Obviously, not fly there unless you want to, but you can go to the NCAA site and watch the matches live. But they are an amazing force. They are just really, really amazing athletes. So definitely, if you see them out and about, and they are out and about, say hi, say congratulations, and wish them luck as they move forward. If you haven't been to the tents in a long time, you might know the Hallgrave family, Hal Hargrave and his folks. But his sister Bella plays on the volleyball team, and their family just donated a lovely new video scoreboard to the university. So it's a very nice addition. So come watch, because everyone watches Laverne volleyball. So and since Thanksgiving is coming up, I wish you well. Hope that it's a season of abundance. Please think about those who may have less than you, and think about ways that you can be helpful and kind to them. And have a good time. Drive safe in the rain, and have a good week.
Thank you, Councilmember Lau. Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
Well, what a week for our athletes here in the city of Laverne. Let me tell you, I had the opportunity to attend Division III. I want to congratulate Bonita High School water polo team, Division III CIF champions. What an amazing opportunity to see these young men out there perform. And congratulate Damien High School boys. Damien High School boys got to Division II. They haven't gotten to Division II CIF in a very, very long time. So those boys battled it out. Unfortunately, they lost by 1. But you know what? State championship's coming up next week, so we hope and I wish them well on that note. So I wanted to congratulate them, and hopefully we'll be able to see them here maybe next month for sure. We'll see what day we can work on getting them out here to see those guys physically fit and really good team. And congratulations, Bonita. They did it. It's been years since they won actually Division III CIF. So that's awesome. So congratulations to all. And happy Thanksgiving. I'm always thankful for my health, and I'm always thankful seeing some lovely faces come around me wherever I go, whether it's city council or it's work or it's my family, and there's little things in life that we really appreciate and thankful for. So thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you guys next month. Mayor?
Thank you. Councilmember Crosby.
Thank you. Just want to touch base on the Veterans Day. I really want to thank specifically Don Kendrick, Robin Carter, and the Deal family. Don and Robin were spearheaded the Veteran Memorial Bronze statues, and the Deal family of really suggesting to have the animal warrior there. So appreciate that event. It's really bringing back what our country's made of people that go out and risk their own lives to protect all of ours. So appreciate them. Appreciate all our veterans that were in presence. My own too, which is my father and my father-in-law that always along with me there at that event. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Crosby. Councilmember Johnson.
I want to thank Sherry Best for the home tour.
Even
nice.
Almost killing Councilmember Lau. But
yeah, you know.
Did you slip on jam?
No, I didn't ask for, like, oh, it's kind of gone now. It was like a big, but I'm fine.
I need to get us a ambulance, darn it. Sorry, Steve, go ahead.
But sure, I do want to thank you, and we did purchase a lifetime membership for the Historical Society, and it was nice to go through the Humes home and see everything that they've done to improve their house. We didn't get to the other two, but there's be another. But thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnson. Again, happy Thanksgiving to all. And I also want to thank all of the members of our staff that will be doing our Christmas Day celebration with our trucks and Santas. And we did approve a stipend, which I think is extremely important. It's been difficult over the years to make sure that we get enough people to do that, and our people should be paid for that. And we do appreciate it. They're giving up their day with their family and stuff. I really appreciate that. So. And again, shout out to Dan Harden, Don Kendrick, and Robin Carter, and also the Veterans Memorial Committee. Outstanding job. And our hearts and prayers go out to Dan Harden. He does have an illness that's serious, and he's fighting that right now. So all our hearts and prayers go out to Dan Harden. He has been instrumental in anything to do with Memorial Day and Veterans Day for many, many years, and takes care of the Veterans Hall and makes sure they have the things they need. So thank you that. And also our staff, our Public Works, also our Parks and Recreation for doing a great job setting up and cleaning it up. And it seems like it takes forever to put it down. It takes 3 minutes to put it up and take it up, but they did a fantastic job. Also, this time of the year, I know that a lot of the food banks, even though the government's back on again, but a lot of these food banks have been emptied. And one of the ones that gives so much to our community that you hear about it every once in a while is House of Ruth. They are for domestic violence, and they protect the people from domestic violence and the families. And their food pantry is very low. You can go on House of Ruth website, and you can either donate with cash, donate with foods, drop things off. There's information there. I would highly suggest that you can do, even if it's $10, $20, $50. Just they do an amazing job, and they have for many, many years. And they don't ask very often, but they do need some stuff. So with that, happy Thanksgiving to everyone again. Please be safe. Enjoy your family. Reach out to those people you haven't seen. It's very important. Make a phone call to those family members, loved ones. Our next regular city council meeting will be on Monday, December 1st at 6:30 p.m. You got to be here. It's the annual tree lighting ceremony at 6 p.m. Plus our amazing Bonita choir, our chamber singers will be out here. So, and reminder that the upcoming events and meetings are posted at the last page of the city council agenda. We are adjourned at 8:08 p.m. Thank you all for coming.